All right, so we're diving into AI investments today, but with a twist.
Definitely a twist.
Yeah, it's not your typical market analysis or anything.
Right.
It's more like, imagine having to choose between a rocket ship and a giant cargo plane.
All right, I'm intrigued already.
Yeah, they're both headed towards this, huge AI boom.
Okay.
But their approaches are vastly different.
And that difference makes all the difference when you're talking about investment opportunities, right?
Exactly.
So we're going to be looking at two companies today, Applied Digital and Lumen Technologies.
Okay.
And how their contrasting strategies for riding that AI wave
I like it.
could play out.
Yeah. So our roadmap for this deep dive is an article from The Motley Fool.
Okay.
And it's aptly titled, Better AI Stock, Applied Digital versus Lumen Technologies.
All right.
And this was published on March 3rd, 2025.
Okay.
So we're going to break down how each company is connected to this whole AI landscape.
Right.
Their strengths, weaknesses, and really what makes them unique investment propositions.
Yeah, it's like choosing your adventure in the AI gold rush, right?
Oh, yeah.
Are you the prospector going for that explosive growth?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you the builder laying the foundation for, long-term success?
Ooh, that is a good one.
Yeah.
So let's start with Applied Digital, our rocket ship in this scenario.
Right.
And they build and lease data centers that are specifically designed for AI and high-performance computing.
So they're creating the physical spaces where the magic of AI happens, right?
Yeah.
You think about it.
It is magical.
Massive server farms humming with all the power to run these complex algorithms, train the machine learning models, process mountains of data.
Yeah.
All the stuff that powers the AI applications we use every single day.
It's amazing. And when you look at their revenue growth, it's no wonder they're being compared to a rocket ship.
Oh, yeah.
They had a 548% jump
Wow.
in fiscal 2023.
Okay.
Followed by another 199% in 2024.
Those are some serious numbers.
They are.
Yeah, and projections show they are not slowing down.
No.
Analysts predict another 55% growth this year.
Wow.
That kind of trajectory is incredibly rare,
Yeah.
especially in an industry as competitive as tech.
For sure.
It shows just how much demand there is for this infrastructure that powers AI.
Right. And they are all in on AI.
Oh, yeah.
They even launched a new subsidiary, Sai Computing.
Okay.
And it is completely dedicated to AI cloud providers.
Talk about putting all your chips on AI.
Yeah, they are not messing around.
It's a bold move.
It is.
And a clear signal that they see this as the future of their business,
Yeah.
Now, this kind of rapid growth usually comes with a bit of a trade-off.
Right.
And in Applied Digital's case, it's profitability.
Okay.
They're still operating at a loss.
But that's not necessarily a red flag, right? The article mentions that it's pretty common for companies in this phase of hyper growth to prioritize expansion over immediate profits.
Yeah, it's like investing heavily in research and development to build that revolutionary product.
Exactly.
So the key is to assess whether their growth justifies the current valuation.
Makes sense.
And in Applied Digital's case,
Yeah.
they're not outrageously overvalued given how fast they're growing.
Okay, that's good.
Plus, there's another interesting factor to consider here.
What's that?
Insiders are buying up stock.
So, what does that mean for...
So think about it.
Okay.
Insiders are the people who know the company best.
Right.
They have access to information the general public doesn't.
Yeah.
So when they're buying stock, it often signals that they're confident in the company's future prospects.
So they're putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It's like the captain of the ship betting on a successful voyage,
Right.
But even with a rocket ship, there are always potential risks.
Of course.
And for Applied Digital,
What do we need to watch out for?
one of the risks to keep an eye on is dilution.
Okay.
They've been issuing more stock to raise capital, which can impact the value of existing shares.
Right. Like more passengers on the rocket.
Exactly. It's like adding more passengers to the rocket ship, which can affect the ride for everyone who's already on board.
So with Applied Digital, we've got a company that's moving fast.
Right.
Enormous potential, but also has its own set of challenges.
Yeah. It's that classic high-risk, high-reward scenario.
Exactly.
Very exciting story, but not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not.
Now let's shift gears to Lumen Technologies, our cargo plane in the AI landscape.
All right. So how does a company known for telecom infrastructure fit into AI?
Well, they may not be building AI algorithms or developing those cutting-edge applications.
Yeah.
but they're providing the essential foundation that all of those innovations rely on.
Okay.
The high-speed fiber optic cables that connect data centers and enable that flow of massive amounts of data.
So they're like the backbone.
That's a great way to put it.
Of the whole AI ecosystem.
Yeah, making sure everything runs smoothly behind the scenes.
I like it.
And what's interesting is Lumen has been struggling for years.
Really?
With declining revenue from their traditional telecom business.
Okay.
They were facing a pretty challenging situation.
Like a cargo plane that's been, losing altitude.
A little bit, yeah.
But then you mentioned there was a plot twist in their story.
Yes. In a surprising turn of events, they managed to secure massive deals with companies like Microsoft to upgrade data centers for AI.
Wow.
These contracts total a whopping $8.5 billion.
That is a game changer.
Right.
It's like the cargo plane suddenly got a massive engine upgrade.
Yeah.
And a whole new set of destinations to fly to.
Exactly. And the stock market has definitely taken notice.
I bet.
Their stock was trading below $1 last June.
Wow.
And now it has surged over 190% in the past year.
That's amazing.
It's a remarkable comeback story.
It really is. It shows how a strategic shift can completely revitalize a company's prospects.
Right.
But they're still predicted to have declining revenue in 2025, right?
That's true. Their legacy business is still facing some headwinds.
Yeah.
But these AI-related deals provide a glimmer of hope.
Okay.
And here's where it gets interesting for investors.
All right, I'm listening.
They're currently trading at less than 2 times this year's sales.
Okay.
Which suggests they might be undervalued.
What does that mean?
So when you look at a company's stock price relative to its sales, it gives you a sense of whether the market is accurately valuing its potential.
Okay.
And in Lumen's case, trading at less than 2 times sales indicates that investors might not be fully pricing in the potential of their AI-related growth.
Oh, interesting.
It could be a sign that there's an opportunity to buy into this company at a bargain price.
Like finding a hidden gem.
Exactly.
At a flea market or something.
Exactly. Something valuable that others haven't quite recognized yet.
But you also mentioned they have a lot of debt.
Right.
How does that factor into everything?
Well, that's the elephant in the room.
Right.
High debt levels can be a significant concern for investors.
Okay.
It limits a company's financial flexibility.
Yeah.
And makes it more vulnerable to economic downturns.
For sure.
It's like the cargo plane carrying extra weight.
Right.
Which could affect its maneuverability.
Got it. So at Lumen Technologies, we have a potential turnaround story.
Right.
A company transitioning from a, struggling past to a potentially brighter future.
Exactly.
And just like with Applied Digital, we see insiders buying stock here too.
Yeah.
It seems like those with inside knowledge see some real potential in this transformation.
Yeah, it's interesting, right?
It is.
So we've got these 2 very different companies, both connected to the AI boom, but in their own unique ways.
Absolutely. So Applied Digital is our rocket ship.
Right.
A pure growth play with the potential for, explosive gains, but also some significant risks. Yep.
And Lumen Technologies is our cargo plane, a more stable but potentially undervalued play on the essential infrastructure that underpins that whole AI ecosystem.
It's a fascinating example of how there are multiple paths to success in a rapidly evolving market like AI.
Right.
And for investors, understanding these nuances is crucial for making informed decisions.
Absolutely. So if I'm trying to navigate this whole, AI investment world, it seems like I really need to decide what kind of journey I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Do I want the adrenaline rush of a rocket launch or the steady, reliable flight of a cargo plane?
That's a great way to put it. And that's a question that the Motley Fool grappled with in their analysis.
Okay, so what was their final verdict?
Yeah, did they pick a winner?
Did they pick a winner between Applied Digital and Lumen?
They ultimately concluded that Applied Digital is the more compelling AI play right now.
Okay.
Because of its direct exposure to the AI market and that incredible growth trajectory we talked about.
Yeah. They see Applied Digital as a company that's positioned to capture a significant share of that, burgeoning AI infrastructure market.
That makes sense given their laser focus on building these data centers, specifically for AI applications. But they didn't completely dismiss Lumen, though, did they?
Not at all. They acknowledged that Lumen's AI-related deals are a significant development and could potentially revitalize their business.
Right.
However, they also highlighted the challenges that Lumen faces.
Yeah.
particularly their high debt levels and the substantial investments needed to fulfill those massive contracts.
It's like they're betting on the rocket ship's speed and agility,
right,
but also recognizing that the cargo plane still has a really valuable role to play.
Exactly. And for you, the listener,
yes,
the key takeaway here is that both companies offer very distinct opportunities to invest in this AI boom.
Yeah.
Applied Digital is the pure growth play, potentially offering a higher reward, but also carrying higher risk.
Yeah, the classic risk-reward trade-off.
Right. Lumen, on the other hand, presents a potential turnaround story, offering a more stable but perhaps slower path to returns.
So it really just boils down to, like, my individual investment goals and risk tolerance.
Exactly.
Am I comfortable with the volatility of a, high-growth stock?
Right.
Right. Applied Digital.
Yeah.
Or do I prefer a more conservative approach with a company like Lumen that's laying that solid foundation for the future?
Exactly. There's no right or wrong answer here. Right. It's all about finding the investment that aligns with your individual financial goals and your comfort level with risk.
Yeah, but beyond the investment perspective, this comparison raises some pretty fascinating questions about the bigger picture of this whole AI revolution. We often hear about these companies developing groundbreaking algorithms or building like the next generation of AI-powered robots. But we rarely stop to consider that critical infrastructure that makes it all possible.
That's a crucial point. We tend to get caught up in the excitement of the latest AI innovations. But the reality is none of it would be possible without a robust and reliable infrastructure.
Yeah, it's like building a skyscraper.
Right.
You can have the most stunning penthouse suite in the world. But without a strong foundation, the whole thing crumbles.
Exactly.
And that's where companies like Lumen come in.
Yeah.
They might not be on the front lines of AI development, but their role is absolutely essential.
For sure. They're the ones ensuring that data can flow seamlessly.
Right.
That connections are stable. And that the entire system can handle those ever-increasing demands of the AI era.
As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, that demand for infrastructure is only going to grow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Think about the rise of self-driving cars.
Oh, yeah.
Smart cities, personalized medicine. All of these advancements require massive amounts of data to be processed and transmitted in real time.
Yeah, so investing in companies like Lumen isn't just about, betting on a turnaround story. It's about investing in the foundation of the whole AI revolution itself.
Yeah.
It's recognizing the crucial role that infrastructure plays in, enabling innovation and progress.
And that's a perspective that often gets overlooked.
It does.
We tend to focus on those, shiny new applications of AI.
Yeah.
But the reality is that none of it would be possible without the companies that are building the digital highways of the future.
This article from The Motley Fool focused on those financial aspects of investing in AI.
Yeah.
But it's really sparked a much broader conversation for me.
It has.
It's made me realize that we need to think beyond just the algorithms and the robots.
Yeah.
And consider that entire ecosystem that supports the whole AI revolution.
It's a reminder that innovation doesn't happen in isolation. It requires this, complex interplay of different players, each contributing their own unique expertise and resources.
Absolutely. And sometimes the most impactful innovations aren't the ones that, grab the headlines. But the ones that are quietly laying the groundwork for progress.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
So while the race to develop the most advanced AI might be, captivating, it's really crucial to remember that there's like a parallel race happening.
Yeah.
The race to build the infrastructure that can support that innovation.
Absolutely.
And make it accessible to everyone.
That race is just as important.
If not more so.
If not more so, it's the foundation.
It is.
Upon which the future of AI will be built.
I love how this deep dive has taken us from analyzing specific companies to thinking about these broader implications of the AI revolution.
It's a reminder that investing isn't just about picking stocks. It's about understanding the forces that are shaping the future and identifying the companies that are positioned to thrive in that new world.
Absolutely. And as we move, deeper into the AI era, it's so essential to keep our eyes on both the innovators and the enablers. The companies that are not only pushing those boundaries of technology, but also building the infrastructure that will allow those innovations to reach their full potential. So as we wrap up our discussion of, Applied Digital and Lumen Technologies, I'm left with a question.
Okay.
Do you think that the demand for AI infrastructure will eventually outpace the supply, creating a bottleneck that could hinder the progress of like the entire AI ecosystem?
That's a really insightful question, and one that a lot of experts are grappling with right now. You know, the demand for AI infrastructure is just growing at this like exponential rate.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
And there are definitely concerns about whether the supply can keep up.
It does seem like we're constantly hearing about new AI breakthroughs all the time, like from self-driving cars to even personalized medicine.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to imagine all of that happening smoothly if we don't have the infrastructure to support it.
Exactly. And the infrastructure needs are just immense. You know, we're talking massive data centers, high-speed fiber optic networks, specialized hardware.
Yeah.
Designed to handle the, complexities of AI workloads.
Right.
Building all of that takes time and resources and significant investment.
So are we headed towards an infrastructure crunch then?
Potentially.
Okay.
Some analysts believe that we could see a shortage of critical resources like data center space and skilled labor in the coming years. And this could lead to higher costs, delays in AI projects, and even a slowdown in innovation.
So what can we do to prevent this from happening?
Right.
Is it just a matter of, building more data centers, laying more fiber optic cables?
It's definitely part of the solution, but it's not that simple. We also need to consider the environmental impact of all this infrastructure.
That's a good point.
Data centers consume a huge amount of energy.
They do.
And we need to find ways to make them more sustainable.
So it's like a balancing act then.
Yeah.
Between meeting this growing demand for AI infrastructure,
right,
but also doing so responsibly and sustainably.
Exactly. It's a complex challenge, but one that we really need to address if we want to see the full potential of AI, actually realized.
It sounds like there are going to be some incredible opportunities then for companies that can, solve these challenges.
Oh, yeah.
And provide innovative solutions for the AI infrastructure of the future.
Absolutely. This is a sector ripe for disruption and innovation.
It really is.
Companies that can develop more efficient data center designs, create more sustainable energy sources, and find ways to, optimize those AI workloads are going to be in very high demand.
So for investors like me who are trying to, get in on this AI boom, it seems like keeping an eye on the infrastructure space is just as important as following like those latest advancements in the technology itself.
I completely agree. The companies that are building that foundation for the AI revolution might not be as flashy as the ones developing the next generation of robots or whatever it might be.
Right.
But their role is just absolutely essential.
Totally.
And for savvy investors, they could represent some of the most compelling opportunities in the market.
Well, it has been absolutely fascinating to go on this deep dive with you.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And really explore all these different facets of this AI investment landscape.
Yeah, we covered a lot.
We did. We went from, analyzing specific companies to even considering those broader implications of the AI revolution.
Right.
And that crucial role that infrastructure plays in all of it.
It just goes to show there's always more to learn.
Always.
And that even just a single article can spark a much broader and more insightful conversation.
I love that. And for our listeners, I hope this is giving you a new perspective on the world of AI and those many different ways to, participate in its growth.
For sure.
Remember, investing isn't just about picking stocks. It's about understanding those forces that are shaping the future.
Right.
And finding the companies that are best positioned to thrive in that new world.
And never underestimate the power of a good deep dive.
Oh, never.
Taking the time to explore a topic thoroughly cuffing, consider different perspectives, ask insightful questions.
Yes.
Can lead to much deeper understanding and ultimately better decisions.
So keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep into those topics that fascinate you.
Exact.
Who knows what insights you might uncover.